A lot of people have and continue to make the joke that Ashes of Creation is never releasing, or it's gonna release when they have grandchildren, or it's just gonna release in another lifetime, and I understand where that all comes from. With what we know though, we're actually much closer than we think, and the proof is what we're currently seeing and what's to come. Intrepid Studios kicked the summer off to a great start with the Freehold Showcase. This showcase really gave a lot of people that spark back for Ashes of Creation because although the live monthly updates have been continuing on, they're not that big showing that everyone is looking for. I also believe that the end of the year last year was slow for Ashes of Creation as well because everyone was expecting an Alpha 2 date in December as a Christmas gift, and we got the studio tour. I think that demoralized a lot of people, which led into more "this game will never come out." Seeing the tank, UI, story arcs, mage, and Cyclops has been great progression, but once we got to the nitty gritty of the freeholds, that energy came back because it's that huge showing. Now that we're going upwards, where do we go from here? Steven gave us a hint for the live stream this month, and it's the long-awaited node update. The node system is the biggest draw for Ashes of Creation, and we haven't gotten a node update in a very long time. Seeing this update could easily bring back the hype for thousands of players who have been interested in and are waiting for Ashes of Creation. If Intrepid does a similar style showcase to the Freehold update, where they start off with a PowerPoint presentation explaining the different levels on the nodes, starting at Wilderness, Expedition, Encampment, Village, Town, City, and finishing off with Metropolis, that'd be super interesting and would probably put the community in a chokehold. Having each of those node stages explained would bring a lot of hype. Now, seeing the buildings and atmosphere that comes along with it at those stages would be an even bigger reason to get hype. Imagine Steven going around just like that Freehold update and explaining why these buildings are able to be unlocked at this stage, maybe some more housing explained, and most importantly, seeing the NPCs and other players live in the world while we're watching. You can imagine that this would be the update of the year, naturally. But if this update is going to be so good, what comes after this and what does Intrepid do with this hype? We know that we're going to get a crafting update, so that'll probably be after the node update, which would take us to August. We can tell from experience that if it's an update based on the artisan systems, it's going to be fire. Remember when we saw the gathering update and everything that came with that? Chopping down every tree, surveying the land, and there was even an option to do some gathering with a friend. We learned a ton about processing and the buildings that came along with it, and I think it's safe to say that we're happy with that outcome. So now it comes down to crafting, which I know they won't let fail. Even if we're learning about the system in a way that it happened with processing, I'd be very pleased with that outcome. Now we're at the end of summer and I've gotten 3 huge updates. Intrepid will probably want to show off the Bard, Summoner, Rogue, and maybe another system. Those 4 guesses could be wrong, but nevertheless, each of those showings will bring a certain level of hype themselves, as we've been waiting to see what they all will do. I don't think Intrepid wants to end off the year like they did in 2022 though, because again, I think that would demoralize the community. I think most people gave them a pass in 2022 because we just came off the Alpha 1 in 2021. But if we go 2 years without doing anything, a lot of people would be upset, which is why I believe they decided to open up spot testing later this year. I think it's safe to say that around this time next year, we'll be in Alpha 2. And you can quote me on that, I'm that confident. With all of that being said, we can roughly say we have about 5 months before we start to hear about players getting into the NDA spot testing, and less than a year for us to actually play Alpha 2. Yes, that still seems like a ways off, but think about how long we've been waiting. This is actually really exciting, and we're currently in the process of seeing it all play out. Look at all the Q&As Steven has been doing lately. They're building up to something. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're one of the people who really want to get into Ashes of Creation compared to the person who's just waiting until the game is officially announced. We don't have much longer to wait. It's crazy because I feel like it was just December and we were all speculating on them announcing Alpha 2 and just us being hype about that. And now it's July. We don't have that much longer to wait. Like I always say, take this time to brush up on your PvP skills, join the community, get in the gym, rob a bank. It'll be here before you know it, and you don't want to be that one person that got caught sleeping. What are your thoughts on how much time we have left before we play Ashes of Creation? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't created an Ashes of Creation account yet, feel free to use my link in the description. If you're looking for a Discord to join, come kick it with us, man. We're awaiting your arrival. If you want to keep up to date with me, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Twitch where I stream the live monthly updates. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.